Captain's Log Supplemental. So one of our engineers spent some time with the Daystrom Institute working in an artificial intelligence and quantum consciousness camp. She just returned and tried making some alterations to our computer systems to help, automate some of the more mundane tasks that the crew was responsible for. Unfortunately, due to these changes, I have failed in my negotiations with the updated replicator in the mess hall. It's developed a philosophical objection to caffeine and won't make me my damn coffee. I had Chief Nile beam it onto a passing asteroid.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Captain's Log Supplemental. My name is Stanford. I am joined by my two friends and co-hosts, Chris and Rob.
Hello.
Ooh, same time on that one. And we are joined by our lovely producer, Mariah.
Hi there.
Captain's Log Supplemental is a Star Trek rewatch podcast. We are rewatching all of Star Trek in chronological order, starting with Enterprise. We are almost done with season 2 of Strange New Worlds. So yeah, we're moving along. If you like what you hear, or hey, if you hate what you hear, go on and give us a review anyways. Give us 5 stars. We are 5-star people, but I'll probably still read out any 1-star reviews because they would be funny to me. You can also send me hate mail, podcls3@gmail.com. And more importantly, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your Star Trek communities, tell your fucking rivals, your inspirational coaches, whoever you got, tell them to listen to the podcast because it actually does matter. It goes a long way to helping this out. And I say it all the time, but we've got in the 20 some odd, close to 3 dozen downloads a week going on now. We still have 4 reviews. So there's a lot of you not doing any work out there.
Okay. That's a little mean.
So now that we only have 20 people listening, because we just lost 16 of them, y'all could step up just for 1 second and give us a review. That'd be awesome. Anyways, yeah, we weren't here last week because kind of everything weird nexus of things going on. And we're out of slush, which we need to get on. But how's everyone going? How were your couple of weeks?
Good.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Just telling Mariah, Kelsey and I have just been collectively exhausted for the last couple of days because of all of the social obligations we had last week.
Oh, because your parents were in town?
Yeah, that and the wedding and
who got married?
It was my cousin.
Jesus, Chris, you all right? You came out strong. Who got married? Motherfucker! Oh, man. Chris acted like he had to be told about that shit.
I understand being exhausted and stuff. I like doing things, but at the same time, I also like not doing things.
Yeah.
100%.
So I had a great vacation in Mexico, and we're doing a bunch of other stuff, and we're kind of in this in between period where it's I don't have any big things coming up. This is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My favorite thing is not doing anything. That's what I've discovered as I've gotten older.
I like not doing anything, but with people. I like having dinner at my house with a bunch of friends.
Sure.
That's stuff I like to do. That shit juices me up. I am such a fucking extrovert.
Yeah, that sounds exhausting.
Oh man, I feel I was gonna say something today, but I completely forgot what it was between this morning and now because I was I should talk about such and such. Have we talked about? Yeah, we talked about Starfleet Academy getting canceled.
Yeah, so it was funny. I couldn't remember what section I had tonight until I went back and looked at my notes again. And for a deep dive, I was we should probably talk about the end of the Kurtzman era of Star Trek at some point. Because
That feels
It's
like
pretty much done.
Yeah, that feels like an analytical kind of thing that I'm not sure I have the chutzpah to like research.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there's yeah, but I'm the one with the fucking free time, so I should probably do it. Well, I didn't do that for tonight, so
No, that's
Yeah.
okay.
And I just keep seeing like rumors about like what the next Star Trek thing is going to be, and like nothing's been confirmed at all. So we just have this like
right.
There's one thing that has been confirmed. There's going to be more movies. Just
That's- yeah.
broadly speaking.
I was
Not,
gonna say
not Kelvin.
and that's not even
movies.
anything though. That's like
No.
No,
And
like the Kelvin movies have announced like they're done. They're not going back.
right.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed. So like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy a Star Trek movie from time to time, but it's best as a TV show, right? Like I think we could all agree on
Yeah.
that.
I think, and I don't know how to say this without sounding like an old stick in the mud, but I feel like Star Trek to me, its formula fits an older style of movie that,
Yeah.
and it doesn't fit the modern style of movie.
Right. They
Like-
just don't make them anymore.
Right, like the Kelvin movies are as close as you could probably get, but we already have those, you know. So like
Right.
they can't just
Yeah.
make
Even
those,
those
again.
were
And even those were
much more action oriented.
Yeah, we're pretty un-Star Trek-y. Now, the movies were always more action-oriented than the actual shows. Like, I
True.
understand that. But, like, the pacing of movies in
Right.
the 80s and 90s was way different than today. And I think Star Trek felt better in that culture.
Mhm.
Have you ever heard of like a writing framework, I guess, is the best thing that I could come up with, called Save the Cat?
I'm aware of no, I'm aware of Kill Your Darlings. What's Save the Cat?
Okay. Save the Cat. It's like a new take on the 3-act structure. It kind of goes even further into like further solidifying, like, here's what happens in the first couple of chapters, here's what happened in the next couple of chapters. It's been adapted very successfully to TV and film to the point that like now that I know about it, every like major blockbuster movie, like the Avengers movies are very guilty of this. They follow the format like to a T.
Oh yeah,
It's really crazy.
I have heard of that. Like if you clock out the Marvel movies and stuff, like percentage wise, the plot points hit at like the exact same moment in every movie.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And like I feel like a lot of modern both cinema and TV all kind of feel very samey.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can kind of just like you know what's coming next because you know you've hit the other beats along the way. And I don't know. I like the old Trek movies because they clearly just didn't give a damn and they just did whatever they wanted, you know? But that's what makes them interesting to me.
Yeah, I think that the older Trek movies kind of cashed in on some of the Trekkiness in a way that like modern movies really don't. You know, like if you watch like Generations or if you watch like the motion picture, there's no introduction of these characters.
Right.
Like you already know who these motherfuckers are. But like the Marvel movies and stuff, and they're a good example because like obviously there are dozens and dozens of like years of comics and like other TV shows and stuff. But like we still have to introduce everybody because like that's the way the movie goes, you know? So it hits that formula, whereas Star Trek could like, okay, we already know this shit, so we can like start the formula further along and do something different with our time.
Yeah.
So it is interesting. So yeah, I don't know. Like I'm sure I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Like I like a good action-y flick. You know, I like stuff. Like I like the Marvel movies. And it's not a complaint about the Marvel movies. I like the Kelvin era Star Treks.
Yeah.
But I guess I just
please.
like I won't find them different enough to be useful.
Right. And like please don't think that like this is me disparaging the Kelvin timeline movies. I liked all three. I know people had problems with the second, especially third one. I enjoyed them. I thought they were fun for what they were. Like knowing that it's an alternate timeline Star Trek. I don't mind, like I know a lot of people complain about both Ethan Peck Spock and Zachary
Quinto.
Quinto.
Spock just being like too human, I
Too
guess,
sexy?
for lack of a better
Right.
lack of a better word, and like the relationship with Uhura, the relationship with Chapel, like people don't like that it gets focused on so much. I'm fine with it all. I like those like more modern design elements, I guess, but like you're right, like they're distinctly different from classic Trek.
Yeah, and like even those three movies kind of run together. Like I understand the plots are slight, like they do different things, but like you know, the individual plot moments in those movies are kind of samey, and those three movies kind of run together in my head. Like so, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like the original Star Trek movies all felt kind of unique in a way that the newer ones don't from one another. I mean,
Yep. Yeah. No, I get it.
so I don't know. Anyways, kind of apropos of this particular episode, because we're going to be talking about kind of animation versus live action TV. This episode was episode 7 of season 8, called "Those Old Scientists." How many trivia notes do you have, Chris?
So many.
So okay.
So fucking many.
All right, you shout about when we get there.
Okay.
We cold open into the animated universe because this episode actually starts in the lower decks side of the timeline. And
I thought that was interesting.
Which I think is a cool choice because it just lets you know what's kind of going on right off the bat. So we start actually with Boimler's log. Now, as we're not going to be here week, we're not going to be here this week message from last week said, if you're trying to follow along episode to episode with us, it probably would have been a good idea to watch at least a couple of episodes of Lower Decks before watching this, or at least like before listening to us. Actually, probably before watching the actual episode, because then you'd know who these people were. They are very quickly introduced, but not like as thoroughly as at least watching 1 or 2 episodes, so you can kind of get a feel for them. I should have done this. I did not note where in the Lower Decks timeline this episode takes place. Did either of you note that?
I did not, no.
No.
I didn't think to do that. They're all ensigns, so it's at least season what? No, they start out as ensigns, don't they?
They do, yeah.
But What's-Her-Face is not a lieutenant.
I feel like it was fairly early on.
So it's going to be like season 2, I think.
That sounds right.
Okay. And one of the general notes I will have about this entire episode is that it's funny as fuck through most of it. So I have a hard time taking notes because A, I'm giggling, and B, it's hard to take notes on a joke. Like exactly, how do I present a joke? So,
I feel like our show structure is going to be totally different when we get to Lower Decks.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. We're gonna take some serious things about that.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna.
God damn.
Sorry.
We're gonna change the format, and all of a sudden we're gonna be like goth emo kids doing like an after action report on these episodes and try to make them real sad.
Luckily,
I guess it's like several hundred episodes.
I was gonna
away,
say,
so
luckily
we got time.
We got like a few years on that.
Yeah, because it's post Voyager, so like
You got time.
So we start with Boimler's log, and they're gonna Boimler, Mariner, Tendi, and Rutherford are gonna go check out a portal down on this planet that is like deactivated, but they got to go check it out. Just to like check up on it. I guess it's like a routine thing. He notes they note in their various humorous banter, which again is very hard to relate, that like this portal was discovered by Pike and the Enterprise way back when, because Lower Decks, of course, takes place 120-ish years after Strange New Worlds does. I will say there's already an instantaneous vibe shift that like reminds me just how much fun the actors in Lower Decks seem to be having with this show. Like they're having a great time.
I was reading up on this and when I'm doing my trivia research, and apparently Jack Quaid and Tawny Newsome were like ad-libbing tons of lines in this.
I am not surprised.
Which is not something that normally happens on the show, obviously. So
interesting.
They apparently were having a lot of fun doing it.
I have one favorite in this episode that I'm sure Chris is going to take note of.
Oh, I think I know which one that is.
I'm sure.
Okay, we get, of course, this typical Orion racism because down the planet,
I was like, wow, Boimler racist much.
Boimler's like, yeah, Pike discovered this, and Tendi, who is an Orion, says, actually, Orions were the first to discover it. My grandmother was on a science vessel. And Boimler's like, did y'all have science vessels? Weren't y'all, like, fucking pirates? And Tendi's like, that's racist and shit. And everyone's like, yeah, Boimler, what the hell? But anyways, because of the shenanigans, Boimler goes up to check the thing. Rutherford goes to take a picture of him. It activates, for some reason, the portal. And Boimler gets sucked into the future.
It was the Zoltar machine wish that did it, I'm pretty sure. I wish I could live back then.
Oh, right. Zoltar? Oh, Zoltar. Big? Is that from Big?
That's that's a big reference right
John,
there.
John got it instantaneously. It took me a second. Yeah. Fuck. That's a whew. I do like how he shouts, remember me, as he flies through the fucking portal. And the portal deactivates. Boimler gets launched into the live action Strange New Worlds where his voice actor, as you said, Quaid is his last name. What is his first name?
Quaid.
Jack
Quaid.
Jack Quaid.
Spit an image of his dad.
Well,
Good
it's
Lord,
funny.
he keeps
It's
looking
actually
more and more like his dad.
He looks like such an amalgamation of his mom and dad. It's actually kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Because I did not realize his mom was Meg Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which we're going to talk
It's his
about.
eyes.
I was going to make a joke because this episode was directed by Jonathan Frakes. I was going to make a joke that I was going to do a deep dive on Jonathan Frakes because we did that twice because I'm an idiot. But our actual deep dive will be about Jack Quaid and Tawny Newsome. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I should have done Eugene Cordero too. Oh well, that's all right. Maybe I'll throw him in at the end. I don't know who plays Tendi. Yeah, well. Anyways, Jack Quaid as Boimler gets launched through. He looks up and sees Una and I think Spock. Oh no, La'an.
Una, La'an, and Spock.
Oh, and Spock was there too. And he goes, "You guys look very realistic," which is an excellent joke. Good joke. Like, perfect joke. There's a couple times they make kind of like
breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, fourth wall animation versus live action jokes that are excellent. Mm-hmm. And that cuts to the opening, which is done in the animated style.
Yes, it is. And I do have a trivia note.
Oh, here it is. When there's some trivia you can't miss. It's a fun fact with Chris.
So at the end of the animated intro, you see the soft outline of a smiling koala below the Strange New Worlds title screen.
Mm-hmm.
This is a reference to the episode Moist Vessel, when during the Ascension, he states the universe is on the back of a koala that is smiling.
Why is it smiling? What is it? No! Yeah. Ascension apparently hurts. This intro is my big question about this intro I will not get answered is I suspect they just took the original Strange New Worlds intro, but then used like cell shaded
like rotoscoping
textures. I doubt they even had to rotoscope because like the original intro is done in CGI anyways, right? So they probably just
true.
You did some cell shading. I do like that the big nacelle sucking slug thing,
right? Yeah,
is on the thing a couple of times. That's fun. The only thing I wish is that it had flown by the big battle that is in all the lower decks openings. That gets worse and worse as the seasons go on.
Yeah.
Okay. We're back up on the ship with the captain's log as he's explaining that Boimler is up on Enterprise now, because the portal did stop working behind him, so they took him back up to Enterprise. He's got Boimler's comm badge in his hand, and they make this joke. It's but the flipping part is the flip is the best part. Which is a funny joke. Although, didn't Disco use comm badges?
No, they had communicators.
Did they? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I remember because at one point they lost one, and that was a plot point of one of the episodes.
Did you guys know that flip phones are making a comeback?
Of fucking course they are.
Mariah said something about that earlier.
Yeah. Like people are just tired of being plugged in through smartphones. I really appreciate that like every major car manufacturer over the last couple of years has figured out like, oh hey,
We want buttons.
buttons are cool. Yeah.
Yeah, thank fuck.
they're
Because touchscreens in the car are fucking pissing me off.
They're awful.
This has been us being old.
Yeah.
And not like
Brought to you.
I disagree.
I'm not
Yeah.
40 yet.
Brought to you by Advil.
Bengay.
I disagree with the general. Not that we're not getting old, we are, but like I think it is like been proven in studies that like touchscreens are more dangerous in a car. Like buttons are easier to do
Makes
without
sense.
looking down at them because they're tactile in a way that
Yep.
screens aren't. And like
Right.
it's stupid because my car's got a screen, which is hard for me to use because my hand on that side doesn't work. That's not the car's fault, but like there is a level of like, come on guys, what are we doing? But like it has some buttons that activate certain things on the phone because it uses like Android Auto on the screen when I'm driving.
Right.
So like there is a tactile map button that if I push it, it just pulls up Waze on my phone. Like, so you can do buttons, you just don't. Like the button functionality is there. If they gave me like, I don't know, 8 or 9 buttons that I could program to do whatever I wanted to on Android Auto, I'd be fucking set for life. It'd be awesome. I would never have to touch that fucking screen.
I just took a quick search what the flip phones are. They're not what you're thinking. They still look smartphone-y.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Well,
I saw the-
screen folding thing is a whole thing now, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Yeah. So I'm not talking about the folded screens. I mean like they re-released the Motorola Razr.
The perfect
yeah,
phone.
that's what it is.
Is that what that is?
That's the Motorola Razr.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not as fun then. I thought they were like,
No, they saw screens and stuff. Yeah.
like God, I remember my old terrible little like T-Mobile flip phone that I
Yeah.
got. That was my
When's the
first cell phone.
Sidekick re-release coming out?
Oh, sidekicks were great. Or like the Verizon Voyager.
Mm. This has been another
Yeah,
segment
yeah.
brought to you by Advil.
I was gonna say, are y'all done?
Yeah.
Let's see. I do like that Boimler's hair is purple, even in the real
Yeah.
Yep.
real thing, which is kind of a fun little thing because his hair is so like hair in animation is always like weird colors because it just works. And so
It helps
like,
differentiate characters and
Right.
give them more identifiable, features.
Right. So it is reasonable for a person to have a kind of a different shade of color. But like to be still representing a normal regular person, Boimler does actually have purple hair, which is kind of fun. So Boimler is in the med bay and he's trying to not ruin the past because he's from the future, but he's also like
Fangirling.
starstruck over everyone that's around
Yeah.
him. He laughs at Pike's dumb joke, which I never remember Pike's dumb joke, but he laughs so fucking hard, and everyone's like, "That was a dumb joke. What are you doing?" This is the moment where I was also like, "Oh, I like the lower decks uniforms. Those are cool."
Yeah.
They are cool.
It was interesting seeing them in real life.
Yeah.
Not animated.
And so they're basically like, well, we got to figure out how to get the portal open again. I guess for a while you're going to be up here. Hey, don't ruin the timeline. And he's like, will do. And then he has a conversation with La'an about this because La'an escorts him to somewhere.
She's like, don't make out with any famous captains.
She was like, don't make any attachments. I was like, all right, La'an, Jesus Christ. Up in the ready room, conference room, whatever that room is. I think it's the ready room. Boimler is making a personal log. He says stardate, the past, because he doesn't know what the stardate is, which is funny. And then there's like an old timey saddle that Pike has in his ready room because Pike rides horses. Is this the thing, Rob?
This is
also where I have a trivia note. Yes.
So, in order to get on this, he's like, I can't ruin the past by touching a saddle. So he mounts the saddle and he goes, Riker.
And this was one of his ad libs.
Yes.
That was not as part of
Was
the
it
script.
really?
Yes. Because Jonathan Frakes,
Frakes
as you
is
mentioned
directing.
earlier, was directing this episode.
yeah.
Oh my god, he did that in front of him.
He did it in front of him.
front of him. So
That's
this
really
is
funny.
the Rikers, of course, is a reference to William Riker, who, as a lot of fan circles have dubbed it, did the Riker maneuver, where he would kind of throw his leg over the back of a chair,
Yeah.
which was apparently due to his bad back and not being able to, I guess, sit down regular without hurting himself.
I think it was more a speed thing. Like he could sit regular, but it took time, and that's not how the
Right.
time he didn't have. So if he was going to sit, like he would chuck a leg over the chair in order to do it more quickly without hurting himself. A la like a youth pastor. He sat on a lot of chairs backwards too.
Mhm,
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Like a youth pastor.
Yeah. It's a youth pastor move.
He kind of looks like a youth pastor, to be fair.
White
Who-
with a beard.
Jack Quaid or Riker?
Riker.
I don't know if I agree with that.
In the ready room, that's funny because I actually had a youth pastor that looked kind of like Riker. No, I think
I did
Brother
as well.
Dan,
That's what
yeah.
made me think about it.
Fair enough.
I feel like it's the goatee and like the like side part crop
Yeah.
kind of haircut.
So the only other youth pastors I had were, I guess, were maybe like too young and couldn't grow beards.
I think the reason is because that's what men looked like in the early 90s.
Fair.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So he's in the ready room, and Uhura is in there too because she's trying to figure out the language that is on the portal so that she can get some kind of clue as to how to reactivate it. Boimler is still kind of starstruck, and he's like, "Oh man, my friend would really like to meet you because Mariner has a thing for Uhura." And this is the moment where I'm like, I find it interesting. Uhura is kind of an exception because she's like brand new to Starfleet, etc. Like she just became an officer, etc. But like, I find it crazy how everyone is like, wow, why am I so famous? That's crazy. Where they're on like the flagship of Starfleet, right? Like
Yeah.
everyone knows these people.
They're doing cool shit every day.
Right. And like, as we find out later, they similarly idolize the like Enterprise era of people, which is, well, I didn't like it, but like there's this level of like you can't see how that's obviously what like the same kind of lens, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like they're on just some random ship. They're on the flagship. It's the Enterprise. Back down on the planet, Mbenga and some other people and Boimler are like scanning the portal to try to find some stuff. Boimler is geeking out over Mbenga's old type of tricorder, and he's like, "Yeah, they never made them better than this. The newer ones are just, well, I mean, they are faster and stronger, and they don't explode." Mbenga's like,
It's like, explode?
And Mega had like, he only had a few lines in this episode. They were delivered masterfully.
Yeah. And I've got like, and this is where it's like, my note is literally, there's too much funny shit happening to take good notes because this whole conversation between him and like Spock, because Spock laughs. Spock laughs at like a joke that he made. And
Very weirdly.
It makes Boimler very uncomfortable because Spock can't laugh correctly. And what he knows about Spock is that Spock is emotionless. So like he would never. Back up on the ship, they've got an unidentified ship coming in. They pull the away team back up. They transport the away team back up. And the unidentified ship, it's an Orion.
Mhm.
Science vessel.
It's an Orion. Well, so it's an Orion, and they're like, shields up, weapons, go to yellow alert or whatever. But the Orion vessel does not have its shields or weapons up. And Boimler comes onto the bridge. He says, he makes a joke about like, this bridge is better than the original Enterprise, or like, at least the one without the dash. And fucking Uda's like, what would come after the dash? Which was funny.
It's a fun Scotty reference.
Boimler's like, hey, no bloody A. Boimler's like, hey, I know I'm not supposed to tell you about the future, but like, I have it on pretty good authority that is a science vessel, not a pirate ship. And everyone's like, stop talking because you're ruining the future. But then they're like, all right, hail them. And the Orion ship is like, hi, we're a science vessel. And Boimler's like, see? And then the Orion ship steals the entire portal off the planet and warps away.
As you do. Which
is like, all right. Pike and Una talk about Boimler. Basically how fanboy he is and how much he's pretty much trying to fuck up the past by accident because he sucks.
But also like not only is he fanboy over Pike, he seems to be like deathly afraid of Una for some reason.
Yeah, he's acting like Una is scary in some way, shape, or form because he does keep avoiding her when she comes into the room. Down in the bar, Chapel and Ortegas are fucking with Boimler, and this is an incredible scene.
It really is. Yeah.
There's a level of like, if you're not watching the episodes with us, like go watch this one again. It's really fucking good. Like it's just really well done. I feel like the Lower Decks crew had a better writing like influence on this episode than most episodes.
It does feel like that, yeah.
But Chapel and Ortegas are fucking with Boimler, and he's very uncomfortable because A, like they're both like good looking ladies, and B, they're like not subtle with their body language towards him and the fact that they are fucking with him because they know he's not supposed to talk about the future.
Yeah.
And then he drops the little nugget that apparently it's Pike's birthday next Friday, which no one else knew about. He's like, yeah, it's a holiday, which 120 years for Pike's birthday to be a holiday it's a pretty fast turnaround, especially since like, isn't Pike still alive? Well, he's on the Telosian planet. I don't know how long he's going to live there.
I mean, he's not really living.
Well, he is now because he's not in the wheelchair because in his brain he's able-bodied.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the Telosians took away all the terrible things about his life. It made him less unspeakably horrible to look at or whatever. Spock is smiling and Boimler is now concerned that he ruined the past because Spock is smiling too much. And
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's like his big concern here. Man, all of these fucking comments are killing me. All of my notes are useless.
But it was Spock smiles weird at Boimler and also weirds me out.
Yeah, because he doesn't smile right.
I think all of Stanford's notes are just lol.
There's a lot of them. Can I count how many times?
So Boimler was talking to Chapel in the tube, right?
20. I wrote lol 20 times in these notes.
Because he's considered he broke Spock, but Chapel says he was doing this before Boimler got there. So and at this point, Boimler realizes he's being an idiot because he's like talking about Spock in the future about how he's emotionless, and Chapel realizes,
because I guess Chapel's trying to like make Spock be more human, and she's like, I guess that doesn't work. Boimler fucking up the past is pretty much how a normal person would be in this situation, though.
Pretty much, yeah.
I have lol, don't look. Like someone said, don't look.
Oh, because this is when Boimler was helping track the Orion ship, and basically all four of them were like just turned the opposite way on the bridge.
That's right,
not watching him do stuff.
Because he had to I guess he had to use a future piece of like technological understanding in order to track the Orion ship, so they weren't allowed to look. So he's like underneath the like console, like plugging wires in and shit. That's right. Yeah, that was fucking funny.
Yeah, Pike's just like, I'm going with it.
yeah. At some point, Boimler is basically describing the like Pike and says something about how good his hair looks, and Pike's like, "All right, yeah, I'll take that." And then, but Boimler convinces Pike to actually talk to the Orions rather than shooting them again, and the Orion's like, what can I do for you? And Pike's like, I'm here to persuade you to give me back the portal. And he's like, fine, persuade me. And then he goes, okay, ideas. And then points to Boimler and says, not you. And Boimler's like, that's fair. So they managed to convince the pirates to give the portal back by promising them a like load of some kind of wheat or grain that they have in their cargo hold that they were supposed to be taking to a different colony. So basically they trade for the portal. Back down on the planet, the portal has enough energy for one more whoosh. Boimler says a nice little goodbye speech, opens the portal, and Mariner pops out because she's coming in to get him.
Yep.
Pike exasperatedly calls to beam 5 back.
Meanwhile, in the background, you can hear Tawny Newsome as Mariner, like, saying little things about their uniforms and shit, and it's so fucking funny. I was laughing fucking hard. Oh, here we go.
We have another trivia note here. Apparently, the costume team achieved her character's signature rolled up sleeves by sewing them up above the elbow, so they couldn't actually roll down as she was acting and things.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a pretty common tactic. You can buy shirts that are like sewn like that on purpose.
Mariner also does reference a dystopian San Francisco in the middle of a riot.
Yep.
About, at least they didn't end up in one of those, which is of course a reference to past tense.
The DS9 episode, right?
Which was also directed by Jonathan Frakes.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
We get another captain's log from Pike saying, now we've got 2 fucking time travelers, and this is annoying. Mariner is just straight up talking about how hot Spock is, which is so fucking funny to me.
Another trivia note here.
Okay.
when Mariner is talking about that, she points out how attractive young Spock is in person. This is actually the same thing that Jadzia Dax does with Captain Sisko in Trials and Tribulations.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah.
They find out that they need a metal called heronium, which hasn't really been used in a long time. So they have to like make some, which is apparently a relatively dangerous chemical procedure. And they're like, where are we going to get heronium? And Mariner's like, why don't we just synthesize some? And everyone's like, Boimler says, Mariner, stop helping. And Spock says, no, actually, that's a good idea. It's a relatively dangerous chemical procedure, but that's probably the best way to get some. And she goes, hot Spock agrees with me. Oh, my God. And then Spock smiles, and it creeps out both Mariner and Boimler. Because Tawny Newsome is a good actor, and his face is like, what the fuck?
Uh-huh.
Una shows up, and Boimler does like this fast walk away from Una, which is a reference to something he did in Lower Decks.
Right, that's how he has his power walk in Lower Decks. He also does his like characteristic shriek from the show. Like that was pretty funny.
This is the moment because she's talking about Una. She's talking about she's like in the bar. She's talking to Uhura, and this is where my note is, I like how Tawny Newsome is basically playing herself as if she was suddenly in Star Trek because she's just like geeking out over all the Star Trek shit around her. And it's very funny because Tawny Newsome, I don't know if we've dropped this trivia before, but Tawny Newsome is actually an old time Trekkie. Like she was a Trekkie before she was in this show.
Yeah.
A hipster Trekkie, one would say.
They are, Tawny Newsome teaches them how to make a drink, although she is missing a certain Orion liquor, because she takes Uhura she convinces Uhura to take a break. The thing that she liked about Uhura was how confident that she was, and how like kind of relaxed and confident Uhura was, but current Uhura is like kind of uptight and nervous about her, her abilities and stuff. So Mariner, not being quite as incompetent as Boimler, is like, oh, okay, you just haven't quite gotten there yet. So she convinces her to take a break. They go and have a drink with Ortegas, and everything they say is hilarious. Because of what they are talking about, Uhura comes to the sudden realization that the text on the monument is ancient Nausicaan. Now, she's going through like a database of character sets on her pad thing. I feel like a computer could have done that like pretty quickly. Like we have computers now that can do that. So I don't know why.
Hey, shut up.
Okay.
I do like the Domjet joke here that Mariner makes is like that she talks about how like, yeah, that Domjet, it's a game that every Nausicaan loves to play and bet on, but is horrible at.
Yeah. Is Domjot the one where they throw darts at each other? No, that's a Klingon
No.
thing.
That's like the one with the little weird like handheld cue stick that Picard gets stabbed over.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh,
Back in the science lab, Boimler is helping Spock craft heronium. Because of how dangerous it is, Spock's like, we basically have a 50-50 shot at this. And he's like, do you feel lucky? And it was funny. But then it's not going well. It looks like it's going to explode. Spock just like pointedly walks away from it and towards some cover. And Boimler's like, is that going to explode? And Spock's like, yeah, you might want to seek cover, because he's a fucking Vulcan, so he's not like freaking out about it. It does explode, and they're like, shit, we don't have any heronium now. We cut to Boimler talking to Pelia, which is kind of an interesting chat. Although I feel like this could have been a more interesting chat if Boimler had said something about like meeting her, because it would have been cool if Boimler had already known her. Because like,
that would have been cool. Yeah,
very, very much still be alive in 120 years.
Yeah, she kind of gives him a little pep talk, basically tell him, fake it till you make it. I did have a trivia note about this too, because Pelly says, I pretend, she once knew somebody who said, I pretended to be somebody I wanted to be until I finally became that person, or he became me. She is presumably referring to actor Cary Grant, to whom the quote is attributed. Because obviously she's, thousands of years old and
sure
could have been on Earth.
Which one's Cary Grant? I'm not good at names.
Fuck, what was he in?
My brain keeps going to Hugh Grant, who's a different guy.
No, think older. North by Northwest.
is he in Casablanca?
The Philadelphia Story.
That's Humphrey Bogart.
Oh, that is Humphrey Bogart. You're right.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Cary
Grant.
Cary Grant.
Was he singing in the rain?
Oh, okay. Old British guy. Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
All right. No, not singing in the rain then.
I mean, well, old, but he was born in fucking 1904. So,
Right.
So, okay. Boimler is deciding that he is going to talk to the Orions without anyone's knowledge. So he goes into the shuttle bay in order to basically take the shuttle's comm, because it's an independent comm system. So he can like send a message to the Orions. Mariner meets him there in a very like lower decks moment, because Mariner knew he was going to do this. So she's already in the shuttle. There's a funny line here where she says, do you notice how slow everyone talks? And he goes, yeah, and quietly, which is an excellent like animation versus live action joke.
Right.
Because in animation, everyone talks faster and is always screaming for some reason. I guess because that's how audio picks up better.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that like voiceover work is so much louder than live action work, which I find interesting.
That is, yeah.
So try to steal the shuttle's comm system. They do manage to get a message off. But La'an catches them, and Pike has a disappointed dad chat with the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also tells the Boimler to stop telling everybody it's his birthday.
Right. And go ahead, Rob.
No, that was me.
Oh, that was Mariah laughing.
Oh. And Boimler
Mariah is enjoying the jokes, by the way.
Mariner drops the little fun fact that Boimler dressed as Pike for one Halloween.
Yes.
which was funny. But then like Boimler's accidentally drops like because like he's like, hey, because Pike's like, I don't want to celebrate my birthday. I'm gonna go hang out with I'm gonna go sit on a dock where my dad died or whatever. Because he's going to be the same year. He's going to be a year older than his dad was when his dad died. Mm-hmm. And Boimler's like, hey, I'm just saying, like, maybe you should like actually spend this time with your crew and your friends, because you never know how many years you got left. Hee hee. And Pike's like, relax, Boimler. I actually know about my future. And Boimler and Mariner are both like, oh, thank God.
Mariner does like she like pantomimes like him being
the wheelchair, yeah. Which I have a capital lol too, because Tawny's like, yeah, because you get all, and then she like Yeah. Like she like gestures at her face and then like makes the weird shape of that wheelchair.
Yeah.
Mariner and Boimler, by the way, excellent chemistry. I don't know if I said this before,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like the two of them work very well together. Anyways, they need heronium. But they're not sure where they can get it because they haven't made ships out of heronium in forever and they can't synthesize more. And Boimler has an idea. In the briefing group, Boimler explains his idea is that, hey, they used to make old ships out of heronium, including the NX-01 Enterprise, which was really cool because it had the grapplers. And Mariner's
Grapplers.
like, they don't want to hear about this. And La'an goes, I love grapplers. Yeah, which was funny. Turns out that there's a tradition that conveniently has come up in this episode and never been mentioned before in any other thing. I don't know. Do you have a trivia on this tradition, Chris? Does it exist?
I did not. So this is actually a reference to an actual naval tradition.
That was my question. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So it is, and I don't know if it's like every ship, but like the Enterprise, the actual like naval like aircraft carrier, the original one was launched in 1930 whatever. They took a piece of that into the one that was launched in 1980 something. I can't remember the exact dates, but yeah, this is actually an actual naval tradition.
That was my question, was if this is an actual naval tradition. This is the first time it is mentioned on Star Trek, but that's fine. But apparently, like, because the Enterprise is named after the old Enterprise, they oh, speaking of which, there's this whole running joke where Mariner's like, Boimler dragged me to this dumb ship museum, and Boimler keeps explaining how excited Mariner was to go to the ship museum. It's
right,
funny.
because that's Mariner's character, right? She's like too cool to nerd out about stuff, even though she secretly enjoys it.
She's like the biggest nerd of them all, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, it turns out that there is actually a small piece of the NX-01 in this current Enterprise, which I guess has enough heronium in it. They go and dig up this piece while the Enterprise crew, like Ortegas and Uhura and all them, are talking up the
nerding out about
the NX-01 in the same way that Boimler was nerding about them. Like, I don't like it because that crew sucked. Fuck them. But as a writing technique, nicely done. Pretty well done. Apparently this piece of the NX-01 is just like under a floor panel in front of something that looked vaguely important, but I guess no one knew it was there except for like the captain, maybe? I don't know. It was kind of weird where this thing was. I would assume they'd have to like dig it out, but it's like, it's just right there.
Just right underneath the deck, yep.
They go to the planet.
Skip some here.
What'd you say?
You skipped the bit of before they beam down where Una gets told that the poster wasn't a...
right. Oh, that's right. As earlier, Una confronts Mariner about why Boimler's so scared of her. And Mariner's like, yeah, he's got a poster of you in his bunk. And she takes that the obvious way, which is that he's jorking it to a picture of her. Because she's like a pinup, and Mariner's like, I mean, it's held up with pins. Are we saying the same thing? Is that what you're asking? Which is, it's funny that the phrase pinup is something that Una knows, but like has lost meaning since Una. So like, It's a phrase that meant something for 300 years and then got lost in another 120, which is like, it's possible. That's just funny. But then Mariner and Boimler explain to Una that it is a recruitment poster that Starfleet put out with her quote, ad astra per aspera on it. And she's like all touched about it. And he's like, basically, you were the reason I joined Starfleet. So I have that in my bunk. So then they get beamed down, and Spock gives Boimler a live long and prosper, and Boimler is like taken aback, and then he tries to give one back, but he's too flustered. He does the hand gesture right, but he's like, you too, is what he kind of gets out before he gets beamed down. They meet the Orions down on the planet. The idea here is that like the Orions are going to give back the grain because the grain is actually needed for a colony. This is the whole thing that Pelly was talking about. like that colony does survive into the future. So Boimler's like, no, that grain's got to get there. So they come down and Pike's like, hey, how about we tell everyone you discovered this portal and that you're actually a science ship? And the Orion's like, that's all I've ever wanted. Mariner says something to him and he says something back. Do you remember?
She mentions that they have an Orion on board their ship in the future.
Oh, right.
At this point, they're trying to convince them they're from the future.
The Mistress of the Winter Constellation?
Yeah.
And then he says something and she goes, I feel like he doesn't listen because I don't remember what his response was, but he says something that she's like, I already said that. I feel like he doesn't listen.
Oh, so she was explaining that like, yeah, they're like best friends with her granddaughter. And, we're from the future. That's how we know that.
Right, because she drops the Mistress of the Winter, whatever title, and he's like, how do you know that?
It's like, I told you, we're from the future. I feel like he doesn't listen. Yeah, it was a good line, but I've ruined it now because I couldn't remember any part of it.
You did, you really did.
Yeah. So they used the NX-01's heronium. What the fuck was it? Heronium to turn the portal on. From the other side of the portal, you hear Tendi and Rutherford going, "We're coming in to get you."
They're like, no.
And Boimler and Mariner are like, no, we'll come to you.
And Pike is like, no.
Yeah. And then they say their goodbyes and they go through the portal back into the animated world. They're back in their little hallway quarters. Boimler's apologizing to Tendi and talking about her ancestor, etc. Do you have a note about Ransom here, Chris?
I do. Yes.
Yeah, so I thought you might.
So Ransom sees the aforementioned poster of Una, and he goes, hottest number one in Starfleet. And of course, Commander Ransom is voiced by Jerry O'Connell, which, as we discussed in my previous deep dive on Rebecca Romaine, is married to Rebecca Romaine. So
amazing joke. And then we cut back to the Strange New Worlds, but they're animated, and it is. I found this scene to be unnecessary.
It was just a silly little joke.
It was kind of silly, but also it's so funny to me how bad normal actors are at voice acting.
At voice acting?
Because they're fucking
That's my favorite
terrible.
part.
They're so bad at it, and it's hilarious. Like, it's so obvious.
Yes, it is a very different way of acting.
Yes. And I feel like it is often the case that voice actors seem to be better at becoming actors than the other way around. Not that actors are never good at becoming voice actors, because obviously like Alan Tudyk is an exception to that. But it seems like the transition is
went to Juilliard.
Easy.
He did go to Juilliard.
To be fair, though, Jack Quaid is also an actor. He's not just a voice actor.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff.
But yes, you are not incorrect. However, I think his longest gig has been Lower Decks of Far. Oh no, The Boys has probably been longer.
The Boys,
I was gonna say The Boys,
by a season or two. Oh, I did not pull up my thing. So, and that's the episode. On a scale from 1 to 5, why are you giving it a 5?
Yeah, I mean, it's just 5s across the board, right?
Yeah, it's such a fun episode, and like it's not like forced like a lot of like crossover episodes tend to be. Like, it's just good.
I would go as far as to say it was great.
Yeah, I do remember this episode, and they just all seem to be having fun.
Yeah, this was a whole bunch of Star Trek fans who got to be Star Trek actors having fun in Star Trek.
Yep, it's 5.
Yep. I mean, I don't have anything to add. Like, it was just, and it was, like I said, it was well written. The dialogue was good. The fact that, like, Tawny Newsome and Jack Quaid improved a fair amount does not surprise me based on their interactions. I would not be surprised if, like, most of the time when they were chatting to each other, like, especially when the scene was kind of going on around them, it was probably improved. And they do an excellent job. So, yes. 5 stars from me as well. IMDb also gave it a 5. It is one of only 2 5s for this show.
Even IMDb raters can't screw that one up.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm looking forward to your deep dive, but now I just thought like a good deep dive would be other improv lines. because from Project Hail Mary, the I hate Mark.
I hate Mark.
That was
hate Mark.
improv'd.
Yeah.
Actually, Ryan Reynolds, right? I got the right one.
Ryan Gosling.
No.
Ryan Gosling. Jesus Christ. The whole Mark thing, he also made up because it was a friend of his that like he works with, and so he just said Mark, and that was all improv'd.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed because Project Hail Mary was a good movie, but apparently that author sucks. Like everyone just recently found out, and that sucks because I liked his books.
Oh no, we've known
like
about
his
that since The Martian. Like he's always just kind of been, kind of a dick.
Well, I don't mean that he's a dick. That's fine. Like, people are assholes. It happens. I try not to support assholes, but what am I going to do? Like, never support anybody. But like, he's like, oh, I don't do politics in my books, which is why there's never any gay people and stuff. It turns out he's a conservative douche. That's a new revelation. And I just don't feel like supporting that, Like, I just don't feel like my money going to that. So I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed because I genuinely liked his writing, and I liked Project Hail Mary as a movie. The movie The Martian I didn't care for, but Hail Mary was good. But alas, I have to have integrity.
My bad.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That's the way it works. So, all right. Well, after this, we will take we're going to take a short break, and after this break, we will be back with a deep dive from me. Welcome back. So I was gonna again make that joke about Jonathan Frakes, but the actual deep dive is going to be about Tawny Newsome and Jack Quaid. I will mention Eugene Cordero as well, because I pulled his Wikipedia. Tawny Newsome, of course, playing Mariner. Jack Quaid playing Boimler. I would wait until we actually got to Lower Decks to do this, but like that may not ever happen. And you know what? We can do it again by then. That'll be hundreds of episodes from now.
Yep.
I'm going to start with Jack Quaid because I don't know as much about him, or at least I did not know as much about him prior to, today when I looked him up. As we said before, Jack Quaid is the son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, and he looks just like if you took one of those filters that takes two people and just makes a creepy amalgamation of the two of them. That's what he looks like, of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan. He's got her smile, but like Dennis Quaid's eyes and nose. It's like, it's fucking weird. And Mariah's not wrong. As he gets older, he is starting to look more and more like his father. The Quaids have a look. Dennis being the sane Quaid brother, by the way. I don't know if they have another brother, but like not Randy Quaid. Randy Quaid is a fucking crazy person. He is insane.
he do be crazy.
And not in a fun way, in like a problematic way.
I mean, he's fun in the movies that he's in.
Oh, sure. But it was weird how...
just watching Independence Day today.
It's funny how it turns out he wasn't playing too far off of his
Hey, you know what
himself.
they say, right what you know? They act the character you know.
Shitter's fool.
That's right, that's too.
I don't know Dennis Quaid's general politics, but I do know that that his brother is insane. Dennis Quaid apparently wrote a Christian song called On My Way to Heaven. So, you know what? He could also be kind of crazy, but whatever.
Yeah, I am fairly sure he's pretty conservative.
But at least he's not insane about it. At least he's not fucking adrenochrome, anti-vaccine,
as we know.
Whatever. So, Jack Quaid, he was born in 92, so he is young. He's a young little man. As a trivia question, do you know the first movie he was in? Mariah, you might know.
I do know.
Does anyone else know?
No.
Mariah?
Chris, do you know?
Nope.
Is it The Hunger Games?
Yes, that is his film.
Oh, yeah.
Debut.
I forgot he was in that.
I did not remember that he was in that at all.
Yeah, he's one of the guys.
A fairly minor character.
He was one of the
one of the bad guys.
First
he
district,
gets shot by an arrow, as I recall.
I bet you there's a lot of characters in that movie that get shot by an arrow.
Or like one of the higher... I don't think
Rob, you'd think so, districts. But genuinely, I think it might only be like 2. More people in the later movies get shot by arrows, but in that first one, she only manages to connect with like a couple of them. So, but he's been in some other things as well. He's mostly been on TV, including Lower Decks, and he is also the main character of The Boys. I guess he's the main character, right? Huey's the main character.
The protagonist, I suppose.
He starts
definitely
out pretty main, but
in
it's quite
in the first season, he's definitely the main lens through which we watch the entire show. And then he stays in the main couple of characters that are heroes throughout. Right. So I would say that he is the main character. And he does, as an editorial aside, he does an excellent job in that show.
Yes.
And he is like he's genuinely like a pretty good actor. So he is actually married to a person from that show.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He is married to, what is her name?
Claudia.
Oh yeah,
Dumay. I don't know how to say her last name. It looks
didn't
very
it happen
French.
recently? Like I feel like I just saw that
very
in the
recently.
news.
They got married
very
this
recently.
year. Yes.
Within the last month, I think.
They're only 34, so like they're not crazy old as far as like actors getting married are concerned.
Yes, she played Congresswoman Newman.
Yes, yeah, she plays the headburster. Spoiler alert, I guess, for The Boys. So Jack Quaid is actually kind of an interesting feller in terms of his like take on Hollywood, because there's during 2024 there was this like large nepo baby like surge about people complaining about nepo babies, especially in Hollywood, which like fair. And Jack Quaid was asked about like, hey, would you consider yourself a nepo baby on a podcast? And he's like, yeah, my mom's Meg Ryan and my dad's Dennis Quaid. Of course I'm a nepo baby. He's like, I absolutely used that in order to gain access to these roles that I am now, pouring my heart into. And I have since, kind of risen up my feet. He's like, it sucks. Like, it sucks that I had to, it sucks that I had to use that access in order to get in here because otherwise I wouldn't. But he's also like, but also my name's Randy Quaid. Like, I don't have a choice. Like, if I try to be an actor, everyone knows who my dad is. There's no other way around that,
Look at his fucking face.
Yeah.
Who his parents
it's like,
are.
hey, your last name's Quaid, and you look just like Dennis Quaid. Are you? And you're like, I don't know who that is. Who? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yes. Like, yeah. Like, what are you supposed to do? If that's what you want to do, and Lord knows lots of children follow the profession of their parents.
And I'm not saying, and I like, it's one of those things where it's like, I understand the concern and the complaint. I don't disagree with the general concept of like, hey, it's not fair that some people get a leg up just because they were born a Quaid. Like, absolutely, I agree. But like, to some degree, there's no avoiding it.
Right.
And like, when you're talking about an industry like Hollywood, I don't think there is a way to fix that problem, because Hollywood is such a cult of personality driven industry.
Sure.
Yeah.
And like, that's a fundamental part of it.
Well, actors even have or famous people have a hard time protecting their kids. People go crazy even about seeing their children.
Yeah, I feel like ever since like the late 90s, and I think that it probably spiked around even earlier than that with Princess Diana, like the paparazzi are terrible. I don't understand how anybody could feel good about being a paparazzi. Like, you're invading people's personal lives. And like, yes, to some extent, when you're like a celebrity or like an A-list actor like that, there's a level of understanding that you're not going to have the same level of privacy as a normal citizen in your country. But that doesn't mean that you don't have the right to some privacy.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah, it's really gross.
Now, to be fair, I think that there's a difference between people who are like, they happen to be famous because they are doing something good, or doing something well, like maybe being an actor or whatever.
Yeah.
And people who are famous and then make money off the fact that they are famous, I think those people, I think that the social contract those people are effectively agreeing to at that point like makes them a little less private because like
Sure.
your and this is the reference I
Like-
had. This is what I was meaning. I meant when I was talking about is it Kate? Is that who Princess Kate when she had
Kate
cancer?
Middleton.
But she's like it's not fair for everyone to know that I have cancer. And it's like no, like this is how you like this is how you're making money. This is how you live your life is by being a billionaire because you're famous. Like you don't get to have the privacy that a normal person does. Like you can absolutely have that privacy, but you got to give up all this other shit too. And she's not going to do that, you know? So there is like that weird kind of line to walk.
Mm.
Yeah, and like I feel like there's a difference too between like you're an actor versus like you're a part of the head of state, you know?
Sure. I think there's
Like-
also a difference between being an actor and like an influencer with brands and stuff, you know?
Sure.
Mm.
Yeah, like the Kardashians, you know, they
Right.
very famously cashed in on their private life.
Exactly.
Like that
yeah.
was their decision though.
Yeah.
Where's Ray J Slice, man?
But I think the part that bothers me is this vicious cycle of getting fed all of this fame as consumers and just kind of being obsessed with it. And so to the point where, you know, people think that they know these famous people and like they,
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
you know, even to the point, you know, so there's an unhealthy
Absolutely.
connection.
Parasocial relationship.
Yeah, that
And there's
that
a-
the
and there's
layman's
a-
person has to these people, but it just gets perpetuated by the system.
Yeah.
And I think that there's like there in your last point there, the system, like I think there is a predatory
Absolutely.
capitalistic
Yeah.
nature, like a market around
And that's
around
also part of the grossness to me.
Yeah.
So
I
like I do
agree.
feel like people should be able to have their privacy and to some extent. But yeah, the way that the system just makes it really gross for everyone.
Yep. So, anyways, that's Jack Quaid. His film, like other than Hunger Games, like I've never heard of any of these movies. Because it's a lot of like little stuff, and then he's in. Oh, I guess he was in like the new Scream movie.
Hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that. Apparently, but then he's also a voice in a couple things. Oh, he was in Oppenheimer. That's right. He had a minor role in Oppenheimer.
Oh, I don't remember him in that.
Yeah, he's Richard Feynman, which is kind of crazy, actually.
Oh, cool.
Is that
Yeah.
one of the scientists?
Yeah, Richard Feynman's a complete douche nozzle, but like, yes,
I don't
he's a
remember
physicist.
him at all. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Richard Feynman is like a sexist pig. It sucks.
I mean,
It sucks that famous people suck. Like, God damn it.
especially
Man, it's-
from that era, you're like, that's not.
If I remember,
It's almost like all these famous
correctly-
people are just people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He died in '88. Okay. Well, yeah, but like Richard Feynman was also flanked by many, many male physicists who were not sexist pigs. So like,
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, but I mean like just
fuck
statistically
'em.
speaking, you know, out of a group of 100 physicists, there's going to be a, you know, relational amount that are sexist assholes as with the rest of the population.
Anyways, Angela Collier did an excellent video about Richard Feynman. You should watch it on YouTube. She's amazing. And she sounds just like Mariah because she is from Kentucky, but got rid of her accent.
Oh, that's funny.
Cool. All right. So Tawny Newsome. Tawny Newsome is older. She is a little older than, 3/4 of us. She is 43. She was born in 83.
3/4.
I am aware of Tawny Newsome because
Mariah's over here catching strays, Chris. That's what's
Yeah.
happening.
I was trying to be subtle and not naming names. Tawny Newsome is an improv actor from like kind of a ways back, not like a huge ways back. Again, she's like 43.
Yeah, not
but,
a
like,
huge ways back.
uh,
A normal amount of time back. Oh, Lord.
I became aware of Tawny Newsome because she was on a podcast called Spontanea Nation with Paul F. Tompkins. Paul F. Tompkins being also a famous like improv actor. He's been in a lot of stuff, but
Yeah,
mostly
I
as
like
like
Paul
little
F.
big
Tompkins.
characters.
He's very
He's fucking hilarious. Tawny Newsome also very hilarious on that show. A fun fact, Mariah and I actually saw Tawny Newsome live at Spontaneous Nation with Paul F. Tompkins and Eugene Cordero.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
I like Eugene Cordero too. He's very funny. I've
Yes.
liked him in all the stuff I've seen.
Dude. Fucking Pillboy, man.
Pillboy.
From Pillboy?
What's Pillboy?
From Good Place. He's a character in Good Place.
So I guess she was a backup singer in a touring Talking Heads tribute band, which is hilarious.
Wild.
What a
Like, what a
random
random
sentence.
piece of information. But her first major television role was in Bajillion Dollar Properties, which is actually a Paul F. Tompkins show. And then like she's been in other like similar like that. There's like a, I don't know if the word's cadre, posse. There's like a crew of improv actors that have done a lot of stuff that include like Paul F. Tompkins, Eugene Cordero, Tawny Newsome, Janet Varney, Lauren Lapkus, Scott Ackerman, the kind of comedy Bang Bang like group that all like kind of hover around each other and do different things together.
Yeah, it seems like those groups. There's like several of those groups that just like come up through the various like improv scenes, like Second City or what have you, and they kind of like stick together throughout their careers.
It's actually it's so interesting because until I had listened to like a lot of podcasts with Paul F. Tompkins, like I had no idea that these like, as troop is the wrong word, but like these little cliques existed. And like,
Well, I
how
can
they
imagine
formed.
once you have, I mean, improv, that is a difficult thing to do.
Yes.
And doing it with other people who do it well and you're comfortable, you're going to stick with that, right?
Yeah.
Right. She was in Space Force, which we mentioned before. And she's been in a bunch of like, she's had like minor roles here and there. She, obviously, Star Trek Lower Decks is her longest running, like consistent main character role that's on TV. She's got a lot of like audio content. She also, with Paul F. Tompkins, co-hosted the Star Trek, like the Pod Directive, like official Star Trek podcast that existed for a few years, but then stopped for some reason. The fun thing is that like on that podcast, they ended up interviewing Jack Quaid. And so like her and Jack Quaid were talking on this podcast, and that's where you learn like Jack Quaid had never seen like even an episode of Star Trek before he was on Lower Decks.
That's
And
fun.
so she like took him under her wing and like taught him Star Trek. So she like turned him into a nerd. And he's like, I don't know if I'd call
Amazing.
myself a nerd. And she's like, you can name 3 characters from 6 different Star Trek shows. You're a nerd.
Fair.
But like her and Paul F. Tompkins did a great job. That podcast is genuinely very interesting. Jonathan Frakes comes on at one point. And other than that, like in terms of movies, she's only been in a couple, and I've not seen any of them. So they're probably like pretty low budget stuff. I've never heard of
Stanford
any.
has only the finest palette for his cinema experience.
No, like
If he
I
hasn't
mean,
seen it, it isn't worth seeing.
that's not what I'm
So
saying.
low budget. I would
What I'm
never.
saying is these movies
Oh
don't
my
have a high enough budget that they advertised in a way that I saw them, because I just don't see
Right.
that many movies in general.
Right.
They just like they toured like the film festival scene.
Right.
Right.
Like I've literally never heard of. Oh wait, that's animated. That's got John Cena in it. What the fuck?
And his name is
so low budget.
Vacation Friends? Have any of you heard of this movie?
Hold on, let me
No.
look it up. It's a very generic sounding name.
Yeah, it was 2021 too. It's not even that far long ago.
I have not seen this movie. I have not heard of this movie.
What was the budget?
$2.
Oh,
it's
you
a
said
straight-
2021?
It's a straight to Hulu. It's a straight to Hulu film.
That got caught up
Oh,
in the,
because of COVID, maybe.
the COVID wash, I assume.
Principal
Yeah.
photography, however, production was halted due to COVID. Yeah. What was its budget? I don't.
I wasn't
Because
seriously asking. It's okay.
Because it never. I'm genuinely curious now. Because it wasn't in box offices, I wonder if they didn't have to report. Because like, I genuinely don't even see. Which is crazy. So this movie's so low budget, they won't even tell me what the budget was. So, Tawny Newsome does a lot of activism and a lot of work with, promoting Black voices in, TV and film. That is kind of the undertone, if not the kind of unspoken undertone of her admiration of Uhura, is that she very much did admire Nichelle Nichols. Because as a Black woman, especially in the 60s, having such a prominent role was very difficult. She also in her podcast episodes, she talks about also similarly looking up to Whoopi Goldberg on TNG. And then of course in DS9 having Avery Brooks and the guy who played Jake. So yeah, she talks a lot about kind of Black voices in Star Trek. And this is kind of obvious when you watch the Starfleet Academy episode that she wrote, directed, and I believe and was in, which is all about Cisco. But there's definitely that tone of promoting Black voices inside Star Trek. And like I said, I'll mention Eugene Cordero. He plays Rutherford. He wasn't in this episode for very long, but he is again part of that they may be Second City, because that phrase means something, or they might be IOI actually. But Eugene Cordero, you will see in a lot more things. He's a little older. He's born in 1978. But he plays bit parts.
Older than me.
Yes. He plays bit parts in a lot more stuff. He's been in several movies, including Kong Skull Island. He was in that. He actually had a fairly main role in that. He was in one of the newer Ghostbusters. He was in the Lady Ghostbusters.
He toured with the Upright Citizens Brigade.
Yes, he did. Very, very briefly. Yeah, he was on 3 episodes of their show in 98 and 99.
Oh, I forgot he was in Loki.
Yes, yeah, he had a main role in Loki. He was that dude. Yeah,
he was that dude.
I don't have another word for it. He was the guy who was in who worked for the TVA. Yeah,
I really like the way that he plays characters. He a lot of his roles tend to be the unintentionally funny guy.
Yes,
and he's very good at pulling that off.
He's got kind of an underspoken dryness to him, but also I don't know, dry may be the wrong word. It's always fucking funny though. Yeah, he's a funny dude. Yeah, he's from Detroit, which makes sense because him and Mark Evan Jackson are tight, and Mark Evan Jackson is also from Detroit.
Yeah. Do you know why they're tight? Because The Good Place that you still need to watch.
No, they were tight way before that, man. I've heard them before that show was even on air. Because you should watch, if you want a good improv podcast, Spontaneous Nation is excellent. It's wrapped, I think, after 200 episodes. Savannah, Georgia. It's fucking amazing. The skill, the talent these people have is unbelievable. And it's improv piano scored by a guy. Yeah. His talent also unimaginable. I do not understand how he's able to do the shit he does. So excellent podcast. After you're done reviewing our podcast, go listen to that one. Spontaneous Nation. So, all right. That's enough of this meandering little deep dive. When we get back, we will have a potpourri with Chris.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, so for today's potpourri, what I wanted to do is a little game. So this is going to be a little bad description quiz. So I'm going to read a bad description for an episode. You are going to tell me if there's kind of 2 parts to the answer. You don't have to get both, so you can get credit for half of it. But you give me the series it's from, and then the name of the episode.
Oh.
Yeah, y'all are famously good at naming episodes.
So, I'm good at the ones we've already done.
So you can tell me just the series. You'll get the 1 point. If you can't get the name of the episode, the other person will have a chance to steal that point. All right, everybody ready?
Sure.
Yep.
All right, first one. The crew meets a species that communicates entirely in memes. Stanford.
Oh.
By 52 milliseconds. This is TNG.
Uh-huh.
The name of that episode is it Shaka When the Walls Fell?
It is not, Rob.
I know it. Darmok.
It is Darmok.
Darmok. That's right.
Good job,
Darmok.
Rob.
All right, next one.
Nicely done, Rob.
A crew member writes a holo novel parody version of his shipmates. Stanford.
So that is Voyager.
It's Voyager.
The episode, oh man, the problem is I remember the name of the novel was Photons Be Free, which is so fucking funny. Boy, is it Doctor? No, that's an Enterprise thing. I don't remember the name of it.
Not. But okay.
It's not
Rob,
Dear Doctor. That's
Rob, you don't have a chance at this, I assume, since you haven't really watched
No,
it.
and frankly, I'm offended that this was even a question.
The episode name is Author.
Author. God damn it. That's annoyingly close that I got on that.
All right, next one. Everyone gets space horny. Stanford.
Can I get bonus points if I do it twice? Because the first one was TOS, and that's the naked time. But then TNG did it again with the same virus. And the name of that episode is... fuck. I don't remember the name of that one.
Okay, so yes, there is... Actually, my answer did have both of these in there.
Oh, that's
Rob,
funny.
do you have the name? You get 1 point out of it still.
No, I don't have the name.
All right, so you get 3 points, Stanford. But it is very close to the original title.
I know.
It's The Naked Now.
The Naked Now. I knew it was the Naked something, but I couldn't remember what that last word was. Yeah.
All right, next one. A Ferengi tries to become a better person.
Reset.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. A Ferengi tries to become a better person, and everyone is suspicious. Rob?
It's got to be Deep Space Nine. I have no idea what episode you're talking about, though.
Okay. It is DS9, Stanford. Do you have a shot at the title?
Yeah, it's... Is it like Our Dear Quark or something like that?
Nope. The Nagus.
Oh, it's the Nagus episode. God damn it.
Yep.
I forgot about the Nagus. That's right, because he's like... Did he have like a virus or something? Something's fucking with his brain, and so he's becoming a good person.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
That's Wallace Shawn is the Nagus.
Yes, yeah. Very funny. Yeah, I love him. All right,
Don't forget
next
to reset.
one. Oh, good call. Space Nazis v Gangsters. Stanford.
Oh.
So that's Enterprise.
It is Enterprise.
It's not What's Past is Present, right? That's a different episode.
It is not.
Okay.
You give up?
Yeah, if I said that, sorry, that was a roundabout way of submitting the wrong
Okay.
answer. Yeah.
It was Stormfront.
Rob didn't get a
I
chance?
don't even get a chance.
Were you going to get it, Rob?
Shit.
Yeah, I actually knew that one.
All right.
Give
Well,
him,
since I messed
give
up, I'll
him
give you
the
the point.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. I think
My
it's
bad.
fine.
All right. Next one. One ensign gets a special assignment to monitor another on a routine mission. Rob?
Was this the episode of Lower Decks where Boimler's like trying to show all the new ensigns how to like drain the batteries without blowing themselves up or something?
It is Lower Decks. Do you know the episode title?
No.
It's not that episode. I want to say it's the pilot, Second Contact.
It is Second Contact. Good
Yeah.
job. Yep.
Yeah.
He gets the assignment to monitor Mariner since her mom doesn't trust her.
I kind of an advantage because I watched it like
Yeah, I saw that
twice in
one.
one day because I was watching it, and then Mariah came to like sit with me and knit while I was doing Legos, so I started Lower Decks over again so she could watch it.
Nice. All right, next one. Hijinks. Rob.
That is Strange New Worlds.
Uh-huh.
Um,
You gonna give them both?
Spock Amok.
That is Spock Amok. Good job.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I was
you're
like,
not
it's not
doing
Amok
this.
time.
Not doing the second hijinks one.
Nope, it was specifically the first one because that's the one where she says hijinks.
She actually says hijinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually
right.
done, Rob. Don't forget to reset.
Next one. Oh wait, reset. All right. we pretend not helping people is a good thing. Stanford.
So that's Enterprise. And there are so many, but I'm assuming you either mean Dear Doctor or Cogenitor.
It is Dear Doctor. That is correct, yeah. Oh, man.
It's that entire show kind of wrapped up night.
Yeah. It is a lot of the show.
All right, next one. A new character is introduced. We debate about murdering them. Stanford.
Voyager, Tuvix.
That is Tuvix. Yes. All right.
Was that the name of the episode?
Yep.
Tuvix, yep.
Jesus.
All right, next one. The crew's memory is wiped, so we judge rank by shinies.
By shinies.
Stanford.
So that's... Shit, I think that's TNG.
Okay.
Is that correct so far, or should I just
That is correct, yes. Yeah.
Okay. What is the name of that episode? I remember it.
I would be surprised. This is not like one of the more...
God, I don't remember this episode.
It's not like, oh, our memories were wiped. Oops, was the title of the episode.
Right.
Boy. Nah, I'm probably not going to get it. Go ahead and let Rob try before
Rob,
you
take a shot.
accidentally give it to him.
There are 4 lights.
No. This is Conundrum. So this is the one where like that alien race like wipes their memories and like convinces them that they're part of their war, and like Worf takes command because he has his shiny gold sash
because he's
on.
got the fucking sash. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember Riker having that conversation with Worf.
Yep. All right, next one. The crew does a rank swap. Don't worry, it's a simulation.
A rank swap.
All
Boy, I have a guess, but I don't know if it's a good guess.
right, I'm just going to take a guess on the show. TNG?
It is not TNG.
Okay.
I was going to guess Lower Decks.
It is Lower Decks.
Okay.
Oh.
Now I know what episode it is now, but I don't... Is that one Tendi of the Winter Constellations? Is that the one where her name is the episode?
No.
Okay.
Can I guess the name?
You can.
Is it Badgie?
No.
Is that the name of the episode?
This is I Excretus is the name of the episode.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. Oh, right, because it's the whole thing where Boimler's fighting the Borg the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Next one. Sun hats and flutes. Rob?
TNG.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember the name of the episode.
Oh, come on.
I know Stanford knows.
I do. It's Inner Light.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
It's Inner Gaslight.
All right. Next one. Time travel, but it's mostly just hanging out in 1980s San Francisco. Stanford?
Wait, 1980s? Shit. So that's... Oh, man. I was going to say DS9, but that's
Nope.
not right, is it? Yeah,
Nope.
fuck.
Rob?
All right, this is purely just going on the they always time travel to the current time, TNG.
Nope.
Mm.
No?
Oh, that was a good guess. I like that. That was a good guess, though.
This is a curveball. This is the Voyage Home.
I was wondering that because I was like,
okay.
the only time I remember them going to the 80s was in the Voyage Home. But that's not
Yeah.
a movie. That's not on a show. That's a movie. But like, yeah, no, good call. Fuck, I should have played my hunch.
Yep. All right, last one. A captain negotiates peace by committing a little light fraud.
That's everyone. That's every show.
Stanford.
So that's DS9.
That is DS9.
The episode is called Fuck. I know I'm going to be mad as soon as you tell me. It's like,
It's not called fuck.
it's called like Burden of Proof.
Nope. Are you ready for it?
Something.
Wait.
No, let Rob have a guess.
Wait.
It's something like that, though.
Oh God, I feel like it's the really. I mean, like DS9 had a lot of really poetic names, but I feel like it's a very poetic title.
You're on the
And,
right
I
track.
keep thinking Night and Sonnet, but I cannot put it all together. So
You're
I'm
so
sorry.
fucking close. It's in the pale
God.
moonlight.
There you go.
Oh, wow. That's right. Okay. Nicely done.
Uh,
All right.
Nicely done getting that close.
Yeah. Yep.
it's like one of the most famous episodes of DS9.
Right.
it's
Yes.
one of the most highly
That's how
regarded
I knew
episodes of the whole
about
show.
it, even though I've only seen that show once through.
Let's math here real quick.
I was surprisingly good at this.
Yeah.
A score of 13-9. Stanford takes that one.
Oh, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No, you made a little bit of push there in the middle.
Hell, getting 3 on that one question was good for me. Like, that was
Yeah.
most of that lead. Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up our episode today. As Stanford said at the top of the podcast, please rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends, families, enemies, everything. That will spread the word of the podcast. It is much appreciated if you do. We will catch you next time.
Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Captain's Log Supplemental. You can follow us on Twitter at PodCLS or send us hate mail at podcls3@gmail.com.